integration has been characterized as the bedrock for strengthening democracy and weakening the threat to the dictatorship that is currently experienced in some parts of the West African countries. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, hinted at this during the opening ceremony of the Ecowas Parliament 2021 Second Ordinary Session in Abuja. He said the threat to democracy witnessed in the region has called for advancement in different areas of the economy so as to boost productivity in the region. This gathering of the Ecowas Parliament 2021 Second Ordinary Session is key to actualizing institutional objectives that are citizen-driven through the adoption and presentation of the draft budget for the year 2022. The core mandate of the budget is targeted at tackling issues such as insecurity, health, and economic crisis. Part of this intervention was the observation of a minute of silence in recognition of the sad event on the fuel tanker explosion in Sierra Leone and the collapse of 20 stories building in Lagos, Nigeria, as lives and properties were lost during the tragedy. While declaring the session open, President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, noted that the foundation of good governance is rooted in transparency and accountability. Hence, regional bodies must consolidate and initiate programs that will build citizens' confidence in order to enhance democracy in the region.
Regional integration is, for instance, core to us all and has demanded attention because of its importance to our commerce, our trade, investment, collective economic growth, and well-being of our people. Strengthening democracy is significant for the representative qualities of the governance system and for stimulating integration and involvement of the large spectrum of the citizenry and against the background of pockets of threats to sustenance in some of our countries. Democracy has become priceless as a system of government, bearing in mind the weaknesses of dictatorship and the strength in accommodating wide ranges of ideas as envisioned in democracy. As parliamentarians, we are a bastion of the culture of democracy, and the onus is always on us to portray its core essence, including freedom, opportunities, growth, and development.
Meanwhile, speaking on the budget, Honorable Sidi Tunis, Speaker of the Ecowas Parliament, said the goal is to develop a policy framework in order to meet up with the difficulties surrounding the region. Adding that it is important the Parliament makes significant progress on democracy and rule of law, as well as poverty eradication, so as to sustain peace for regional growth.
Included in this process should be the formulation of policy framework and identification of sequential measures of structural change that need to be taken to achieve the overarching goals of sustainable growth and development. We should ensure that allocation of resources reflect real priorities. It is also not enough that the budget surmounts the immediate threats brought upon us by COVID-19. It should also advance efforts to make progress on other fronts and priorities which our region continues to value: democracy, rule of law, peace and conflict resolution, the fight against terrorism, poverty reduction, and climate change. We note that peace in our region can only be consolidated and sustained if we bring development to our people. Therefore, in the exercise of our oversight responsibility, as enshrined in Article 7, Paragraph C of the Supplementary Act, we must seek for greater accountability and transparency in the execution of the budget.
Also, the President ECOWAS Commission, Jean-Claude Cassibro, stresses that due to the economic challenges faced in the region, the draft budget will take into account institutional reform, thereby reducing some operational costs to address the embedded health crisis brought by the pandemic.
Session will be dedicated to examining the report of the Administration and Finance Committee on the 2022 budget. This draft budget will take into account the important institutional reforms as decided by their excellencies, the heads of states of our sub-region, and especially as it concerns a reduction in the operational cost of our institutions. You will notice the importance of this parliamentary session, which would help to set the tone for the objectives of the institutions through the credit subsidies that will be allocated to them, especially in the key sectors of health with the fight against COVID-19, as well as the social and economic development sector of our sub-region.
The opening session also had oath taken by new MPs from the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire and Cape Verde as they were all sworn in into the Ecowas Parliament. The Honorable Speaker therefore charges them to contribute their quota to regional development. Vincent Okushi, QTV News.